Hello, people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome for the DCS news for the 5th of October 2024. I hope you all enjoyed that, my most recent video all about the Mirage F1. We took a little look at how to land that beast, which is more involved than it is with some more modern aircraft. Yes, very kind of shallow approach, nose kind of fairly neutral, and you've got to keep the throttle up. Much like in the MiG-21, although not for the same reasons. In the case of the MiG-21, it's because you have blown flaps, so you have bleed air going over the high-lift devices. You don't actually have that in the F1, however, the wings are very teeny, so that's the main problem. So, yes, continuing the F1 series, there'll be another F1 tutorial video next week. Welcome to the stream, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Pablo, Colin Kelly, Tog, Pink Floyd, Paul Dillon, Byron Farrow, Mr. Yeti, Sean IM81, and B. Denson. Sean IM81, the F1 does look like a lawn dart I played with as a kid, and it will easily become one if you don't treat it well on the approach. So, yeah, got to follow the correct procedure. Angle of attack is very, very important. Byron Farrow, Buccaneer, was same with the blown flaps. Oh my. War Games, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Very nice to have you aboard. And yes, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I wasn't here last week. I was on vacation in Scotland, but I am now back. So we do actually have two newsletters to cover. Stuart McLean, why am I getting ads? Oh my. I'm not putting any ads on this. That's strange. Yeah, I didn't put any ads on it, so I'm not sure. Very, very interesting. Anyway, in any case, what was I going to say now? I've had some feedback about the newsletter portion of this stream, saying that in future it'd be kind of fun for it to be more like my summary and comment. So I'm going to look towards doing that in the future. However, I've not had any chance to do that on this occasion. So we're going to continue with the usual format where I'm mostly reading it out. But I will, of course, interspace with my own comment. But in the future, it might be the case that I do something a little bit more editorial. But that takes a bit more prep, and I've not done that prep. Stuart McLean, shouldn't subs not? Yes. I honestly have no idea. Like I said, I haven't put, I've got a button in the streams that I can hit to place ads, and I've not pressed that button, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm also, as Byron says, I'm also actually on YouTube Premium. I rather like it. Get a lot of extra functionality too, where you can like download videos and so on. But I understand if people don't want to give some more money to the all-powerful Google. Osprey, welcome to the stream. Nice, cool. Anyway, let's get started with the usual. Oh, and I actually have not correctly selected my browser window. There we go. This is the one from last week, 27th of September, Dear Fighter Pilots, Partners and Friends. So I'm going to go over the items. I won't actually read it absolutely word for word. So end of summer sale, hurry, last chance on the savings. This actually, when did this actually end? It doesn't say. How good is that? Okay, so they have a whole thing all about the summer sale and they don't tell you when it ends. 30th of September. Okay, so at the time of this stream, there's not even any point in talking about this because it's dead and gone. Tog says Google can't have my monies. So yeah, moving on to the next part, we have the CH-47F, and it has received updates in 2.9.8. Since early access release of the DCS CH-47F, our team has been working diligently on adding new features and addressing known issues. We look forward to releasing the next version of DCS that will include the following improvements. Well, at the time of this stream, it has, in fact, been released. The external model will be improved with new skins for Japan and Turkey, and improved pilot models in the flight deck. Cyclic thrust control lever animations have been improved, the addition of first-person view pilots, and fixed mirror and glass reflections. The gunners will also see improvements with the addition of the ramp gunner, optional M240H machine guns, the addition of a gunner's control window, and corrected AI gunner behavior by player-controlled aircraft. A great deal of work has also gone into the avionics systems. Some of the more notable changes will include the addition of the ARC 164 radio, detailed MFD startup pages, new com page via the syst menu, fuel display on the HSD page, radio frequencies and caution advisory field on MFD pages, separate HSD zoom for each MFD, HSD DME, VOR, TACAN, VORTAC, and heading angle and track angle indicators, and more HSD orientation options. Some of the improvements encompass a more accurate flight plan line, size of the VSD systems, and color of fuel bar based on total fuel quantity. We've also addressed several bugs, like total fuel bar quantity value and other fuel indications, simple radio use, and more. Rounding out our upcoming CH-47F changes is support for force feedback joysticks, night vision goggle options for gunners, and improved steering animation, and multiplayer freezing. I'm sure the multiplayer freezing is not improved, it's removed. In parallel, for a later update, a great deal of work continues on the Digital Advanced Flight Control System and longitudinal cyclic trim. These are major items that are going to be kind of cool. Paul Dillon, I was away last week on my honeymoon. Congratulations, sir. That's very exciting. Stuart McLean, on a brighter note, Pimax giving 15,000 ED miles with the purchase of Crystal Light. Funnily enough, I'm actually considering getting one of those myself, and I was before that news came out, so this is just a nice little sweetener. Byron Farrow, congratulations, Paul Dillon. Woo! Oh, yes. So yeah, apart from that, we have the Shadow Reapers multiplayer server. I won't go through the entire one on this one either, but yeah, let's just say that if you want to do some cool multiplayer stuff, you should check out the Shadow Reapers Discord. We then jump to this week's one. You'll have to excuse me, I have a little bit of a sore throat today, so I might cough occasionally. I'll have a little drink as well. Nice. Lots of congratulations for Dylan. Nice. So yes, for this week's newsletter, we have the 2.9.8 development progress. We're excited to bring you a new DCS update that features a variety of enhancement and fixes across several DCS modules that both improves gameplay and realism. Last week we discussed some of the improvements coming to the F16C Viper and FA-18C. These were included in this week's update. Additionally, you will find a wealth of enhancements for a variety of our modules, including Combined Arms, Black Shark 3, MB339, JF17, terrains. We've got terrain updates, South Atlantic, Kola, Syria, and Sinai. So for more information, this drink's brought to you by The Tap in this occasion. So for more information, take a peek at the changelog. And yeah, Tog noticing that once again we're getting shots of the Abrams in these updates. So before we jump into the changelog, let's actually take a little look at the update video that Orbex put out for the Kola Map. They gave us a nice video version of their update notes. This is for September 2024. They've reworked the summer ground textures across the entire map, new updated airfields. We get Kusamo, which I'm assuming is in Finland, given that name. Welcome to the stream, Mark S. Ooh, this is very nice. Actually, the map is looking pretty good. New towns, cities, lakes, and rivers have been added. They're going to be bringing us some more instant action missions. Mr. Yeti hasn't seen this video. Nice. Alrighty, there you go. So that's the Kola Map update. We also have a kind of more general update of DCS itself as well. So we'll go over the changelog in just a moment. Byron Farrow, very tempted by the Kola Map, but disk space is getting short. Yeah, actually, same. I have a dedicated drive that I use for DCS, and I can only have 1 or 2 maps installed at a time because my entire disk is not big enough for these enormous maps. It's kind of it's difficult to manage. And unfortunately, because of the way that Windows handles disks. If it doesn't fit, you can't like span a disk like you can on other operating systems. Well, I guess actually you can technically in Windows, but you have to start doing some clever stuff with the disk manager. Ugh, yeah, it's a bit annoying because like I would love to be able to have kind of my terrains on one drive and everything else on another, but that's not easy to achieve in Windows. It's huge in area and storage, says Pink Floyd. Mr. Yeti, talking about maps, aren't we supposed to get the other parts of Afghan? Yes, that will be dropping soon, I believe, but I don't know what the date is on that one. So, jumping on into the changelog, let's see if there's anything especially interesting here. We have apparently got an improvement in VR performance. The spotting dots, again, especially in VR, have been reworked. What else exciting? We've got some new 3D models, some AI improvements. We've got RAM being reclaimed and some FPS drops removed, which is kind of nice. Always good to see. They're adjusting the way the cargo works. They're actually making it more difficult for you to break cargo by striking it across the ground, like I did in my cargo video for the Schnook. So that's good to see. A bunch of AI fixes, mission editor stuff. We've got the F16 improvements that were teased a couple of weeks ago. Same for the F18. The Apache gets radar shadows for the ground radar. Actually, so did the Hornet and the Viper. CH-47 gets a huge amount of stuff added, and that's that's the stuff that was basically covered directly within the newsletter, so I won't call out too much of this. A10 has some fixes. Hind has some fixes. UH-1 supercarrier, yeah, all kinds of stuff. And in the big stuff, we get the F4E Phantom 2 by Heatblur is getting a new mini campaign. We get new instant action missions. We've got new static object assets, like an IP navigation tower and a GHQ building. They fixed some crashes to do with the Heatblur UI. Some CTDs are fixed. We've got some new Jester AI functions, like being able to support the special waypoint types. This is something they were talking about previously. And it's also possible to refine alignment. Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff, which is kind of nice. Lots of art and visual improvements, apparently, which is kind of cool. Really nice to see. And then a bunch of stuff for inputs. We also get some more liveries. They've added the IAF Kurnas 303 Toad 1967 livery. F14, they've added basic instant action missions for Afghanistan. They've fixed the nav grid. They've changed the TID repeater. Anything else particularly exciting? Nope, not really. And then Vigan also continues to get updates as well, which is really good to see. And then actually the Mirage F1, we're getting the APS mode in the radar, which is basically its version of TWS, which is very, very cool. This is something that I'll need to do a little update video on and cover and see what it actually looks like, because I've not even looked at it myself yet. Yeah, a bunch of really, really cool stuff. It's now also possible to manually place and replace the wheel chocks, whereas before they were kind of automatic based on the battery switch position. C101 gets some of the same stuff, which is nice. And then GF17, this is actually a major one. People were talking about the fact that since Flight Plan B was added to the GF17, it was no longer possible to make use of the F10 map markers to create a flight plan and import it into your data cartridge. They've now fixed this, and it now works. And I'm actually going to do an addendum video on this shortly, demonstrating that procedure, because that's something that people have been looking for, which is very, very cool. Mr. Yeti, no, we already said that. Pet Hell, MK Link function in Windows helps. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Mr. Yeti, ED did that headset poll meta question 2 and 3 where to head with almost 2,000 votes between them. HP Reverb G2 comes in third. That's currently what I'm running. Although actually mine might actually be faulty. It's been crashing on me a bit recently. But I'm running with an HP Reverb G2 just now, although I am considering going for a Pimax Crystal Light. However, it's lots and lots of pennies, which is always difficult. Osprey, what's the reasoning behind being able to set the APKWS codes in the rearming screen when you normally set them in the kneeboard? I think this is just them making use of the new functionality in DCS. I think all of the modules, bit by bit, will move towards this mechanism because DCS now provides this kind of single point where you can adjust fusees, adjust codes, and so on. So in the future, eventually, all the modules will work this way. B. Denson, for a person that is prone to motion sickness, would the crystal light be a good experience? Um, Honestly, all VR headsets are going to give you motion sickness. The higher the refresh, the better. I think that's one of the main things that's going to cause you issues. What I will say though is that in the past I've experienced some motion sickness in VR. You can absolutely train it out. My advice to anybody would be, play in VR until you start to feel unwell, and then immediately stop. Give yourself a bit of a rest, maybe a couple of hours, and then come back to it. Again, play for a little while, stop when you feel ill. Repeat this process over a number of sessions, and you will find that the sickness goes away. So you can absolutely train it out, and that's what I would do. Most people at first are going to feel a little bit unwell if they expose themselves to it. So yeah, nice stuff coming to the GF17. Great to see Deca still working on it. And Black Shark 3 has the raindrops reintroduced. We then have quite big updates to South Atlantic, Kola, Syria maps, Sinai map, and then a bunch of updates to the campaigns. So this is a nice big one. We also got a hotfix shortly thereafter, which was to fix a crash when switching to the F10 view, which is the kind of thing that's probably fairly important. Yes, that one's been sorted out. Something else to note, we got this nice video from Matt Wagner all about the Flickus dead zone and stick gradient option in the F16C Viper. Now, apparently the way that the module has been programmed previously is to make it as realistic as possible. So all of the control gradients for the Flickus were based on the real software in the aircraft, or at least as close as we can get it. However, what we have to recognize is that that real software is designed for use with a force sensing stick, a stick that basically doesn't move or barely moves in your hand. Most people don't have one of those. It is actually possible to get consumer force sensing sticks now. They are available, but if you're not using one of those, most of us are using either a force feedback stick or a stick that is sprung to return to center. And so they've now provided the ability to tune those gradients for the Flickus to make it work well with your hardware. So yeah, in the special options, you now go to the F16C, as Matt Wagner is showing us now, and you have the option of using the real gradient or using your own gradient. And that's something that you can play around with a bit. And supposedly this will make it work better for those of us with normal sprung sticks. Pink Floyd, maybe you could do a video for complete noobs on how to get into DCS VR. That is a very good suggestion. I absolutely should do that. Because to my mind, VR is the best way to experience it. Head tracking is excellent. Like you using things like Track IR and so on is a really good way to experience DCS. But I think VR is, in my opinion, the best way. Deary me. Still coughing a bit. Dog, or wait 50 years until they have plugins directly into your brain. Oh my. Osprey, hurry up and buy that crystal light. We miss you on a Tuesday. Yes, sadly, I've not been flying with the VAF because my headset has been crashing so much. But unfortunately, I am a poor boy, and it's difficult to afford all of this expensive hardware. But maybe I just need to throw that one on the credit card and live with it for a little while. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I very much do want to return to 3 Squadron VAF and fly the Harrier in VR, and I can imagine the Crystal Light would be a very, very nice experience. So anyway, jumping back to the newsletter, we also have Kola development progress. So we have the update video that we already watched, but progress so far. Compared to the initial release, the Kola map now has substantially improved natural terrain that includes a more detailed elevation mesh, summer and winter ground textures, vegetation, shorelines, lakes, and rivers. The initial focus area for airfields and infrastructure spans the Finland-Russian border regions. Sorry. But we've also started adding more detail to parts of Norway and Sweden. If you were holding off on purchasing this wonderful map, now is the time to experience this epic terrain. So, updates that we've had since the early access release. The addition of a complete set of high-resolution winter textures that will be critical for the upcoming Arctic Thunder campaign by Reflected Simulations and Baltic Dragon. The summer textures have greatly improved with much higher resolution that improves low altitude environment. The addition and slash improvement of the 4 highly detailed regions covering 4 airfields in Finland, and then 5 in Russia. Added or improved 2 road runways in Finland, 3 airfields in Norway, and 5 in Sweden. I wonder, have I been to any of the ones in Sweden? No, unfortunately not. That'd be fun. An improved road and railway network connected within the coverage area that includes bridges and tunnels that allow AI routing across the map, and many new cities, towns, infrastructure, tunnels, and other objects have been added to the map. Tim Taylor, afternoon gents, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Osprey telling me to sell a kidney. Oh man, I've only got 2 of those, and I need them. Pink Floyd, I really want to see see Orbex go wild with the textures in at least one spot, just for the glory of the eye candy. FPS be damned. Byron Farrow, I'm hearing rumours that Orbex are behind the Fulda map. Ooh, that'd be exciting. That would make sense as well. Lots of comments too. Nice. So, future plans. The next release will see the inclusion of Andoya airfield in Norway and Alakyoti in Russia, with some additional infrastructure in the surrounding areas. Orbex has also reviewed a series of bugs and errors, aiming for small performance improvements. Future releases will see the addition of more airfields and surrounding infrastructure, including Evenes, Bardufoss, you're going to see me totally murder these, Kitila Airport, Eneniktikio. I'm really sorry, Finnish people. Your language is unpronounceable. Pudarsarvi airfield, Sodankaile. That was actually Swedish. Sorry. No, that's Finnish as well, actually. I'm telling lies. Yeah, those were all two Norwegian and a bunch Finnish. Beyond these Cold War era installations, military airfields and other key points of interest are also planned. The upcoming Arctic Thunder campaign by Reflected Simulations and Baltic Dragon for the Kola Map will consist of 2 scenarios, one for the Finnish Air Force, F-16C, and another for a US Air Force F-16C Viper. Both will share the same storyline and missions, making it possible to play from different perspectives. Orbex has remained committed to continually providing frequent optimization updates to the Kola Map. Please note that whilst in early access, you can still enjoy a 20% discount. Byron Farrer, where do I know Andoya from? An old Fleet board game maybe, or a Tom Clancy book? Yeah, Tog saying at least he's not reading Chinese. Yes, I do struggle. I'm very sorry. Pimax Crystal Light, the one we've already been talking about. We've got a promotional advert for this. Experience top-tier virtual reality at unprecedented levels of comfort with the new Pimax Crystal Light headset, offering 8.3 million pixels per eye at 120 Hz. The Crystal Light offers the highest clarity available in consumer VR in a lighter, more affordable package than the original Crystal. For a limited time only, use code DCS 2024 when purchasing your Crystal Light to receive a credit of 15,000 ED miles, worth $15 at checkout in the DCS eShop. Starting from just $799, because everybody has that amount of money lying around. The Crystal Light, I think it's a good price though. The Crystal Light allows you to make the most of ultra-detailed cockpits in DCS, has features such as inside-out 6 degrees of freedom tracking, glass aspheric lenses, QLED panels, and local dimming. 2880 by 2880 native resolution per eye at 120 Hz, and lightweight for the ultimate in comfort. They say lightweight, the thing's almost a kilo, but anyway, apparently with the right facial interface, it's actually not too bad. Fovulated rendering renders only the center and focus of the user's vision and full resolution, resulting in FPS gains and exceptional GPU efficiency. So, yeah, it's become the daily driver for many pilots. Lots of people say nice things about it. I'm not going to read all of that out, but remember to use code DCS2024 to get your delicious ED miles when you purchase it. Mr. Yeti, did the instant action thing get updated in this update? I've not been in since the update. I've not taken a look at that yet, actually. I suspect not, because I didn't see it in the changelog. And it wasn't the instant action anyway, it was the mission generator, was the one that we were going to get. Oh, okay, Sim Taylor telling us that Andoya is from EF2000. Nice. I did play that back in the day, that was great. As Sim Taylor, I remember it because me and 5 of my friends ganged up on the campaign and beat it after about a month. Oh yeah, Mr. Yeti. Still remember Oslo, Gare de Moyen. Gare de Moyen. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Gare de Moyen. I've actually landed there in real life, by the way, in a Diamond DA40. That was such an experience. 15,000 ED miles. Woo! Very nice. Very nice. So anyway, those are the newsletters that we had from last week and this week. There's not really much else to talk about just now apart from Verle have started their Kickstarter with regards to their yoke. We did talk about that during the last newsletter. So if you're excited about Verle's really cool new kind of yokes, then you should definitely go and check that out. Pet Hell, 15,000 miles or $15 or euros. Yeah, it's something in that region, yes. Pink Floyd, I'm seeing Pimax Crystal from 1,500 to 2,500 on Amazon Canada. Ouch. That's the wrong headset, Pink Floyd. It's the Crystal Lite. That's the one that we're talking about in this case. The normal Pimax Crystal is redonkulously expensive. Yeah, Crystal Light, as Stuart McLean says. You want to look for the Crystal Light. Time to pimp that VAF, says Tog. Yeah, he has preempted me. It is indeed time to pimp the VAF. So, oops, I hit the wrong button. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron originally started by myself and Dot Chuckles many moons ago. We generally fly on a Tuesday and a Thursday, although we have some Sunday stuff going on these days as well, normally at 8 p.m. UK time. Come and join us if you can. Take a look at the show notes below for our Discord link. We're always trying to get more pilots. We're currently recruiting for the F4, for the F16, for the F18, for the Harrier, for the F14, and we have a combined helicopter squadron for those of you who like a bit of rotary goodness. So yeah, everyone's welcome. We're always looking also for air traffic control, mission makers, livery makers, scripters, and all kinds of other people. Please come join the VAF. Check the Discord link below. It's a good laugh. Did you see the F6-F logo in Wagsy's video? Yes, and the sniper pod. Yes, we did. We did see that. So very exciting times. I guess we're getting the sniper at some point in the near future. That'd be really cool. Byron Farrow, go through the startup tutorials in the F4 now. Stuart McLean, and purchase directly. Yes, indeed. So anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. And keep in mind, if you would like to further support the channel, you have the option of joining Deephack's ground crew. And I really appreciate those of you who do so. You can do that by clicking the join button below this video. It's a very small monthly fee, about the cost of a cup of coffee per month, and it supports me in making this content. Thank you very much if you can afford to do so. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just hit that subscribe button. That's free, and that helps me a bunch as well. So I'm going to give a big shout out, once I've cleared my throat, to those of you who are members of Deephack's ground crew. You get access to a special Discord server, and we occasionally fly together. Although I haven't done it recently. I need to organise another fly-in. So thank you very much. Channel Right, JR Walker, Fishy's Canal, Mr. Yeti, Bread, Tier Zero, Sean I'm 81, John Bluer, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Whiskey Dale, Stuart McLean, Mangash, Exorcist, Frantic, Michael, Wilzo845, A Balance, Byron Farrow, Osprey, Squeaky, Pink Floyd, and Samantha. Thank you very much, all of you, for supporting the channel and supporting me. What are people saying? Sim Racer, hey Deepak, I may be insane, but I'm giving the Gazelle another go. Thanks for the tutorials. They've been a really useful reminder. Yes, the Gazelle is great. Like, since they fixed the flight model, it's been brilliant. So yes, I would fly the Gazelle. It's very twitchy, but it's a really good helicopter. It's Mr. Yeti's favorite. Everybody hit that like button. Why would you not? It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe and comment and join the Discord. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, that's it. That's basically everything we have for this week. It wasn't a huge amount of stuff, but it's a nice DCS update that we've got. I'm gonna have to take it up for a spin in VR and see what those performance improvements are all about. In any case, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Deepak. Every week I come out with a new tutorial video. It's on a Saturday at what time is it now? 6:30 p.m. UK time. Currently doing a series on the Mirage F1, and that's always followed by the DCS news, which happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.